in Brisbane. I remember it clearly, and I was walking back to my hotel, and I got the phone call. And I just wanted to, I said, just letting you know, we'll get you on the front page of the paper tomorrow. I was like, it's hard to make a mistake for someone who's in the public eye because people are watching. You've got to keep going.
Hello, Samantha.
Hello, how are you?
I'm really good. How are you going?
I'm good, thank you. I'm super excited to talk to you today.
I know, I'm super excited as well. It's just hit me that I've written a book and it's going to be launched.
Absolutely. What an exciting time. I mean, for us to connect like this, but also to reflect on the journey that you've been, Jules. Wow, you know, here it is. The Clutter Space officially launches this week, which is so exciting. And massive congratulations to you.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Samantha. I remember when I first connected with you, and it was with the Powerful Conversations book. And then you came to Gladstone and you ran the workshop, Influential Authors. And my sister came along, and there was another lady, a couple of other ladies from the Gladstone area, and we were all so excited about, you know, bringing forward our works, our writing. And it's been a long kind of journey, and I've reflected back on it, and I know that I was talking on the Facebook to some of my friends and family, and really I started writing actually back in 1997. It was that long ago. That was, you know, the most, you know, some of the most significant moments. And because the Clutter Space is just that collection of writing that I have done over the period of 30 years. But it wasn't until I met you that I really believed that I could actually put my writing into a book. So I'm really thankful and grateful for that. And this is why this is such a magnificent moment for me, that it's come to fruition, and I'm so excited. I can't wait for it to land in my mailbox tomorrow.
Oh, I love it. It is so exciting. I mean, the official launch is a double celebration. Are you going to share a little bit about the book launch and the celebration that we're adding to the mix, I suppose? I think that's...
Yes. So you know what? I never had a 50th birthday. And my husband never had a 50th birthday either, because everything was just so hectic that we both kind of just bypassed the 50th birthday. But not necessarily having a party, but it's my birthday on the 21st. So this is like a bit of a celebration for me. So we will definitely have some champagne, and hopefully, you know, family and friends are coming to the online launch. They might get themselves some bubbles as well. So all over, like, this is the latest thing now with Zoom, that we get online for these things because of, you know, COVID and stuff. But if people want to charge their glasses as well, I'd love to have a drink with all my family and friends. And you know what? Family and friends are so important. And without family and friends, none of us would really survive or cope. And I talk about that in the book as well, just how important family and friends are when you are going through significant change. So it is going to be so exciting.
It is super exciting, and something I suppose that you just mentioned, I would love to elaborate a little bit on that, was the importance of family and friends. You know, you've written a book, you've shared a lot of vulnerable information in terms of your journey and how you navigated that. And, you know, to those listening to this author spotlight call, you have to get a copy of the book. I mean, if you really want to go on the journey and I suppose get that scoop, as I call it, then you need a copy of the Clutter Space. That said, you know, if anything, for me personally, and you might be able to agree with me, Jules, was 2020 taught us a lot. And the importance of connection, you know, how much as human beings we crave connection and how important that is to us. And you just mentioned our family and friends, and that is so important. So as you, I suppose, embrace this extended journey that you go on, you know, you've poured a lot of heart and soul into this. And I suppose I would love for you to share a little bit without giving too much away for the official launch, really what it meant in terms of, inspiration and motivation to bring this book to life now. Because as you mentioned previously, this is 30 years in the making. But here it is now. It is meant to hit your a letterbox tomorrow. You're going to have a copy there, and then more copies at the end of the week.
Yes, that's right. So with 30 years in the making, it's actually when I started to first write seriously about what I was experiencing, because it's the Clutter Space, writing and moving through moments of change. So I just reflect back to when I was younger. My aunt and my mum encouraged me to keep a journal, and I love those little journals with locks and keys, and you could write all your little secrets in there.
Yeah.
So I had a couple of those, and I would lose the key or something like that. But and then I've had some significant things happen in my life that have been kind of like little detours, and some of them have been really hard detours, like unexpected, where I've had to just kind of realign my compass. And getting through those moments has only been possible because of family and friends. Family and friends that come together, gather together, and are there for you through thick and thin, whether they be, like my mom or my dad, or my brothers and my sisters, my aunts, my uncles, my cousins, my my extended family, and then coming right back to those very dear and close to my heart, my husband, my wonderful husband, Rosario, who, when I reflect on what I've written in the book, and I reflect about everything that he has actually journeyed through with me, I'm just in admiration of him. And I think when I got to that final, sign off, that was it. I was in just such appreciation of my husband, of my mum, of my dad, of my, my brothers and sisters, etc., and all of my friends who support me 100% all the time. And I think that's a part of the celebration of the Clutter Space, that even though you're going through really hectic times, or times that just are overwhelming, because let's face it, I've had a bit of overwhelm. I've gone through a divorce at a young age. I've gone through breast cancer. My son, my middle son, has had 2 heart operations. My dad passing, my mum getting, problems with her own heart, and then Ross going through a series of accidents. It's like, whoa, how much more can you bear, basically? And then, and then Benny coming along, and just, you know what? Benny is all giggles. He is just a cruisy little boy. And what a wonderful thing to have a little chappy like Benny thrown into the mix of all of this kind of clutter, all of this stuff that's happening in our life. So there's a bit of heart-wrenching kind of writing, but then there's also these lighter moments. I know there's one image that I used where we are having a barbecue in an island of Bali under umbrellas, and it's raining. and it's like, no matter the season, no matter the turmoil, if you're with family and friends, you can get through anything. And that you don't do it alone. I think that's the key point. You don't
Absolutely. Absolutely. And I love that, because as you're telling me that, I think, here we are, and we're able to reflect back on those moments. And that's what makes life so precious in certain ways, because we do those things, we come together, we connect, we have a laugh, and then 10, 12 years later, or even 2 years later, we're able to reflect back and go, remember the time we did that?
Yeah,
and
definitely.
that becomes a part of our reflection and our journey, where we've become a little bit stronger, a little bit closer, we've connected deeper. And as humans, we need all of those factors.
Exactly. And, I was listening to a speaker on the weekend, and he was talking about, it's the challenges that make us stronger. Like sometimes we get overwhelmed by challenge, we get overwhelmed by heartache, but it's actually the heartache and the challenges that make us stronger. And some people do struggle. They do struggle with facing the next day And I suppose in a way, this is a bit of a message that, you know, when you do feel that overwhelm or everything just is coming at you, that you just need to stop and just breathe. Even if you're alone, even if you feel alone, just take that moment to breathe. And, you know, just use the senses, you know, go for a walk on the beach. These are some of the things I talk about. And like, go for that walk on the beach, put that favorite song on, you know, like when a disco song comes on, my heart races. It's like, oh, even if it's ABBA or Michael Jackson, I love Michael Jackson, no matter what. I love his music, or Kiss or something like that. Like, use your senses to, I suppose, calm the chaos in a way. We know that expression, calm the chaos.
Yes.
And so I really hope that the book will sort of, you know, inspire people to think about their challenges a little bit differently, that it's not all doom and gloom. And I think, you know, with COVID and especially last year, the most vivid image I have in the whole COVID journey for the global community is those Italians standing out on their balconies singing opera to each other, you know, in the middle of their lockdown. And I was like, holy dooly, like, it doesn't get better than that for community camaraderie and thinking outside your space. And I was thinking about it just on the weekend, like, here they are. What do they have that they have in the theatre? They have a balcony, and there they are on the balcony singing, playing their music and just saying, it's okay, everything's okay. And that's one of the mottos that I have in my book and themes, that no matter what happens, it's going to be okay. And, you know, even, you know, a really significant moment in the book was when my whole family gathered around my father as he was battling adrenal cancer, which we then found out he had brain cancer. And, you know, even in that time, we were able to gather around, sing songs. We actually sang songs around his bed.
Wow.
And we knew Dad was there because he would squeeze our hands. And we felt absolute, I don't know, joy to be in each other's presence, but deep sorrow, knowing that this could be his last day or his last week. And one evening we actually were all there, and he was aware of us, and it had been a long week, and we had decided we'd go to the Greek restaurant, and Dad was in the hospital, and he wanted to come with us. He wanted to celebrate. But he didn't have any strength. He was, you know, very, very frail. And as we left, we were almost all of us going, we just wanted to take him with us. We just wanted to do that because, you know, that's where you want to be. You want to be with your family.
Absolutely.
Yeah, but I just remember that time. It was the songs that he just loved hearing us all sing. And it's that senses again too, you know, that we don't go down deep into despair, but we lift ourselves up in the harder times.
Absolutely, which is incredible. And as you're saying that, I think for those listening to this, you know, author spotlight conversation, getting a bit of, you know, I suppose a feeling, you know, deep within you of how much is shared in this book. But really the book is to help readers journey through, you know, to travel on the journey with you as you are sharing, but also to have moments to reflect and go, you know, how am I feeling about certain things and how am I showing up? Because the book is, I suppose, a really good mix of 2 or 3 key elements, which I'm not going to give away on this call because I think we're going to leave that a conversation for Thursday night celebration. But I suppose really looking at, you know, for those that are wanting to get a copy, they can pre-order now because, available either, you know, messaging you or connecting on your socials to pre-order a copy, whether that is for pickup in Gladstone, Queensland, or anywhere in Australia if they want a printed book, wherever to dispatch that, which is really, really exciting because, Jules, you're going to personally sign all these copies before you dispatch them, aren't you?
I think I'm going to have to.
I think you're going to be a very busy lady on Thursday and Friday, and then getting down to the post office. can almost picture this visual where either you've got these big bags or a little, you know, like a little trolley where you stacked up this, and I'll be like, send me a selfie, Jules. That's you living your author life, signing away.
Oh, that's too funny. That's too funny. So I've also got lots of friends overseas too. So we've got, when the link goes live, we've got, if it's a pickup, then I'm probably going to hand deliver it to you. And if it's a postage within Australia, and I've also got international that I've got friends in the US and Italy and Holland and France and just all over the world. I know I've forgotten a couple of places, but if I have, you know, I love you. Hawaii, even, you know, connections there. So, and they're all excited too. So yeah, it's, I think one thing that I wanted to touch on was that the writing in the book is actually like different writings that I did through some of the difficult times.
Yes.
And then I've pieced it together. So I'm really wanting to show a journey, but also the power of writing to help you move through hard times, or to come to terms with your challenge, or to come to terms with your reality. And because I love the arts, I think that's why I was drawn to writing, because it's a very cathartic experience. Yeah.
It is.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. Perfect. So as we wrap up this call, Jules, I suppose lucky last for all those listeners, you are able to pre-order a copy ahead of Thursday night's launch. And that will be either by contacting Jules directly through her social handles, across Facebook or via email. And also, there will be a landing page up pretty quickly. So if you are overseas and you wanted to get the book across through Kindle, that will be available next week. Kindle will go live next week. But for now, Jules has a very busy task signing those books, living her author life, and the official launch on Thursday. So Thursday, what time is it? Brisbane time, Jules? Just remind us again.
So we set it for 7:15.
7:15 Brisbane time in Australia. That would be Melbourne 8:15. So Sydney, Melbourne would be 8:15, and Canberra as well. So just Canberra, Melbourne, Sydney 8:15, Brisbane 7:15, and then Perth would be, I don't know. Perth is 3 hours behind Melbourne. So Perth, it would be 5:15 for Perth because we're in daylight savings. So yeah. Perth 5:15, Melbourne 8:15, and Brisbane 7:15 via Zoom. And I suppose we're bringing bubbles, dress up some bubbles. We're going to talk a lot about the book, I suppose, in detail, because I want you to share a little bit more. And maybe you might read us a few sentences from somewhere that is personal to you, hopefully. We'll have to wait and see. So, yeah.
Okay.
Perfect. Well, Jules, thank you so much. Thank you for sharing your journey with us. It's been amazing to support you through this. We've journeyed for a little while, and now it is time to celebrate, connect with your wider audience and bring them all together. So I'm super excited and looking forward to Thursday night.
Thank you so much, Samantha. Okay, see you then.
Bye.